Elon's also, I think he just had a tweet yesterday saying like physics is the ultimate arbiter of truth. We know that God is the ultimate source of truth, but God created physics. So there is some truth to the idea that from a first principles standpoint, you eventually get down to physics and you can't lie about it. So maybe part of what Elon's trying to do is creating things like Optimus robots that interact in the real world, and it gets down to some sort of ground truth because he has direct sensor input. But that still doesn't solve the problem of history.
This is a humongous issue. We live in a world where if you're going to be a secular humanist, you're definitely going to focus on scientific data, measurable, all this kind of evidence like that. You're going to like that a lot. The problem is that there's different standards of evidence for different fields. And so yes, science, physics, all these things, that's a measurable, you're able to measure things within these fields. Unfortunately, history also has an evidentiary standard. It also has a standard of evidence by which you know things. The problem is it's very different than that of science. It's no less important, it's no less real, but it is very different.
In the case of science, they've been measuring things like the age of the universe, and they keep revising it by billions of years, and so it's just like, okay,
correct.
bro.
And this is another thing, is like all of these, the ways of knowing things is based on a presupposition that is unscientific. So for example, one of the example of this would be, well, how do we know what we know? Well, scientifically, well, we have evidence. Well, okay, so how do we know? What we can see is that the Earth and the universe appears to be this age according to if we, measure with whatever this dating standard is. And it's like, okay, well, how do we know that the standard by which we're using the standard, like our understanding of dating that works today has always been the case throughout all of human history. We can't demonstrate that because that's stuff that's outside of our purview. We don't have access to that. And so there's a limit to even the scientific knowledge and even the backward looking utility of even just looking at what we have right now. So there's a lot of assumptions that basically aren't acknowledged in a lot of ways when it comes down to science.
Also, we're attempting to measure all this stuff from inside the system. I mean, the only person that can really be objective is the person that's outside the system.
Correct.
And I hate to be a spoiler alert here, but his name is God.